Sir, देखाओनी marker भी
Sir,
dark
good
नहीं.
morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir.
Light reflection हो सकता है.
Sir, good. Sir, टिके कथा टिके सुनून sir. Sir, जे white board, sir लेखिला बेले sir टिके white board आगे ठिया गेला परे देखाउन sir. कोन लेखुचन. आगे भलो marker रे sir
The light reflection is there, sir.
marker सर sir सेते लेखन दोनी sir. ना नुवा marker रे लेखन sir.
I'm asking for another marker.
Sir.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
जम्मू तो जाई परिमिनी ना सांदा पड़ते
सर लाइट बोलर क्लियर देखा जाउन सर.
किए पार्टी करू?
I don't understand. I don't understand the problem.
मैम सर
Okay.
लाइट गुडा को पड़ो बोल रे.
I have asked for a new
sir
pen.
देखाउनी sir आपण जा लेखुचोंदी white board ले.
I'm not telling. I will write it once again because I asked for a new pen. Okay. So look for negotiable instruments. Negotiable instruments. What is a negotiable instruments? The negotiable instrument means these instruments, these are documents which are capable of being transferred to somebody else. It is contained in the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. What are those instruments? Mainly it deals with the three instruments. Though there are certain other things, important three instruments. Number one.
promissory note.
Okay.
Sir,
भाई किए पार्टी करचोंदी?
all students are kindly mute यार.
Don't be worried.
Sir, please mute all of us, sir.
हम कॉल
भाई तुमको एते बड़ा बड़ा पिल्ला आले तुम म्यूट करिया भल लागुची भाई. ये सब कांड करे
ठीक अछि
प्रथम श्रेणी छुआ.
आपको नुआ पेन टा मगे से आनला पर बंद कर सी. ओके. एका दिन से गोटा कौन सी जिनसो दिथर रूपे माने गगल थरे कहन गोटा एडा बैटरी को बाग देखे देख खाऊ तो लिख जाओ तो म्यूट कर दे सेही पिला को होचंदी गोटा म्यूट म्यूट कर दो ये पढ़े देबे बस आंटी देखाला चलो negotiable instruments. Negotiable instrument means the documents which are being capable of, which are can be transferred to others. So any instrument having transferability is known as a negotiable instrument. Contained in the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. The Act is 1881. Mainly it deals with the three types of instruments. Mainly, which will read one by one. Number one is your promissory note. Promissory note. Number two, your bills of exchange. Bills of exchange. And number three is your check. Check. Then let us see what the Act defines. The Act defines the instrument, the negotiable instrument means, negotiable instrument means a promissory note, a bill of exchange, a check. Okay, payable either to order or bearer. So the Act defines a negotiable instrument means a promissory note, a bill of exchange, or a check. Payable either to order Either to order or bearer. Or bearer. Payable either to order or bearer. So now what are its characteristics? The first characteristic is that a negotiable instrument possesses the property. What is property? Property means we can say the ownership. Property, suppose I transfer a promissory note to you. So I am a maker, you are a promisee. Okay? So I am the maker or promisor, you are a promisee. Now you hold the promissory note, or you hold a bill, or you hold a check. That means a transferor. Transfer is to whom it is being transferred, it is not a transfer. So you are now a transfer. What happens? Now when the instrument is transferred to you, the possession is transferred to you, the property contained in the instrument is also transferred to you. Okay. So that means the property contained in it. That means what is the value that is of that instrument, that is also being transferred. Not only the possession, but also the value of the property contained in the instrument, that is also being transferred. So the first character is your property. Every instrument, a negotiable instrument, must have the property. Then second is that it must have negotiability. That means it can be capable of being transferred. I make an instrument. At the time of need, I can transfer it to you. At the time of need, you can transfer to somebody else, or he can transfer to somebody else, like this. That means it is capable of being transferred. That means every negotiable instrument can be transferred. Okay, that is so. This is the second important characteristics of a negotiable instrument. Negotiable instrument means it has a transfer. It is a characteristic of a transferability. Then the third thing is that good title. What is good title? Title means that ownership, that rightful owner, title. There should not be any defect in. Suppose I transfer a negotiable instrument to you. So you are a transferee. Now you hold that instrument. By simply holding the instrument, you are its rightful owner. Even if the title may be defect in my side, but you will having that good title. Look at what I'm saying. Once I transfer an instrument to you, it is presumed that you are a good title owner. That means the instrument is right one, and you are having the good title. There may be defect in the title in the side of the transferor, but not in the side of the transferee. Look, this is the third one. I'm telling again, I'm repeating. Good title means a transferor is transferring an instrument to transfer. Okay. So once a transferee gets a instrument, he gets a good title. Even if it is, that means a defect may there when it is at the stage of the transferor, but it will never having any defect regarding title in the hands of the transferee. Fourth is that there are some presumptions. It is presumed that why shall I transfer a bill of exchange to you, or a check to you, or a promissory note to you? Because for some value I have given a check, or I have given a bill of exchange, or I have promised to pay something as a promissory note. So it is understood. You hold a negotiable instrument means you have paid it of the consideration. It is understood. We know that no consideration, no contract. So once you become a holder, it is presumed that a consideration has been paid. Then the next thing is that this is a presumption, and like cash, it is also prompt payment. It assumes another characteristic is a prompt payment. What is prompt payment? Suppose I have given a promissory note to you or check to you. If you deposit or present it into the bank will pay you. If it doesn't pay you, you may not get money, but it tarnishes my image or my goodwill. Okay, so prompt payment is another characteristic of negotiable instrument. Then there are some other formalities. But there are some other formalities also. What are those? Now the instrument must be in writing. So negotiable instrument is also having another good characteristic that it must be in writing. What else? It must be also necessarily be stamped. Necessary stamp is there, it should be stamped. Then it must be in writing. And lastly, whenever they transferring an instrument, negotiable instrument, he has to sign it. If you will transfer it to somebody else, you have to sign it. So negotiability arises only after signing by the transferor, by the maker. First, by the maker, I will transfer to you. You will transfer to somebody else. She will transfer to somebody else. So signature is a must. So these are the characteristics of a negotiable instrument. So I think the first part of the negotiable instrument characteristics are over. Then you come to there are some the main important three instruments: promissory note, bills of exchange, and check. Now come to the promissory note. Promissory note. So promissory note means it is exactly like it is an instrument in writing. Promissory note is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order what? Now, to pay a certain sum of money either to a person, to certain person, money only to whom? Somebody else, or to his order, or to the order, or to order, or a bearer, or order, or bearer, or a bearer, or a bearer of the instrument. Let me tell you once again, what is a promissory note? It is an instrument. I have told all negotiable instruments are in writing. So it is also an instrument in writing. What it contains? An unconditional order. Order what? Now I will order that contractor to pay a certain sum of money. That means the money what you want to pay, that must be certain. It cannot be vague. It must be, I want to pay 100 rupees. You can't write that I promise to pay you some money. So it is illusory, vague. I promise to pay you 1,000 rupees. So the money must be certain. That's why to pay a certain sum of money. Again, to whom? Only to either X or Y or Z. So only to, or the order, or the bearer. That means at last, at the time of a payment, where in whose hand the instrument remains, he will be paid 1,000 rupees. So there are two parties. Someone promises to pay. Someone, so the promiser, we can say it as a maker of the instrument. Maker. That means who is promising to pay is a promiser, that is a maker. So maker. Another party is there to whom it is being given. I promise to pay you or Mr. X. So that you or X, that is known as a payee. That means ultimately he will be paid the money. Payee. Maker and payee. This one promised, he is a promiser. And he is a promisee, but promise here in this term is a payee, that means he will be paid money. So two parties. One is a maker of the instrument who has to put his signature and it transfer to the payee or to his order. That is known as a promissory note. Then, all right. I have told you another things. There are some formalities are there. What formalities? Now, it must be properly stamped. As there is a formality, it must be in writing, so it must be properly stamped. So it is there. Supposing you can put it here. You have to, this thing, I promise to pay. Example, I promise to pay rupees 1,000 to X for a value received. I promise to pay rupees 1,000 to X for the value received. I am drawing an instrument here. So Bhubaneswar, today, date is there. I wrote these words. Then just below it, I'll put a signature, my signature. I'm making it, and it must be stamped. That is a promissory note. So, like this is a promissory note. Now come to a bill of exchange. What is the bill of exchange? Now, bill of exchange is also an instrument in writing. This is promissory note. Now I come to bill of exchange. Again, so two parties, maker and payee. Maker has to sign it and it must be properly stamped. The amount to be promised to be given must be certain. And the amount must be given for something in return received. That means for the value received. What? Now you come to the bill of exchange. Bills of exchange. What is bills of exchange? Bills of exchange, similarly, it is an instrument in writing. Containing an unconditional Oh, unconditional order. Unconditional order. Unconditional order signed by the maker. Signed by the maker, directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to or to the order, only to X or Y, or to his order, only to order of a certain person, or the bearer, of the instrument, or the bearer. Look, like previously, the 90, 80, 70% words are there. That is an instrument writing, this is an instrument writing. That is just a conditional word. Oh, sorry. Please correct it, please. Provision note, I wrote it. I think I told you order. You make it as a undertaking. Hello. In provision note, and it was not an order. It was an undertaking. But in bill of exchange, it is an order. So correct it. A correction is there. I remember that I told you in a provisional note is an unconditional order. No, it is an unconditional undertaking. In bill of exchange, it is an unconditional order, because that is the main difference. All right. So correct it, please. So what happens? Now it is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker, directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to or his order, or to the bearer. That means you have the three party. What? Now look, one person directing a certain person. Then one person is there, I am there, I am directing you, directing certain person to pay a certain sum of money to X or his order for the value received. That means three parties. Someone is directing someone else to pay Mr. X 3,000 rupees. So three parties is there. So the person who makes the bill is known as the maker of this instrument is known as a drawer. Is known as what? Drawer. Maker of this instrument is known as a drawer. Okay. Second, to whom he is giving order. As I give an order that you pay 3,000 rupees to X. That means he has to accept it. The person to whom I am giving a direction, he has to accept it. So the acceptor is known as a drawee. The acceptor is known as a drawee. Third, that means this person in the instrument directing this person Once he accepts, means he has now obliged to carry out the order. What? Now to pay 3,000 to somebody else. That means somebody else will be paid. He is known as pay. Third is pay. Look, drawer, the person who is making the draft first. Once I just make it, it is a draft. I will send to you. To whom I am giving order, I will send to you. You accept it. You accept my order. Once you accept, it becomes a bill. Previously, it is known as a draft of a bill. Draft. When I just make it and send to you for your acceptance, then it becomes a bill. What is in that? What you will accept? Now you will pay 3,000 rupees or 1,000 rupees or whatever written there to Mr. Pay. So three parties: drawer, drawee, pay. In theory, these are three parties. But in practice, the drawer and the pay are the same persons. In practice. Okay. So let me again telling you, drawer and pay in practice are same. But theoretically, if you look, these are the things, three parties. Someone is making and giving an order to this person will accept it, and this person will be paid. But virtually, in practice, why one will accept? Okay. So this is an instrument generally given where? In case of a credit sale. In case of a credit sale. I have purchased some goods from you. You are a seller, I am a buyer on credit. Then what happens in practice? What happens? The seller will prepare a bill of exchange and will send to the person to whom the goods are being delivered. That means to the debtor. And the creditor is sending the bills of exchange to the debtor. What? Now you accept it, that you will pay me after 3 months. All right, you are having no money now. But by this instrument, you are getting 3 months or 4 months, whatever the time will be given. You will write that pay this after 3 months, after 2 months, like this. So the person now, he will send to the debtor. The creditor will send to the debtor. The debtor will accept, and the goods will be delivered. After 3 months, by virtue of that instrument, the creditor will get money. So who is the pay? The creditor. So in practice, drawer and the pay are the same person. Though theoretically we say drawer, drawee, and pay. Okay. So now come to the another. So now, if I tell you the 2 to 3 main important points of a difference between provisional and bill of exchange, it may be a question of 6 to 7 marks because 7 to 8 points are there. I'm just telling you the difference. So I have told you to make it correct that the first promissory note is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional undertaking or promise. Here, bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order. First, you can write. Second, there are two parties there. Maker and pay. Drawer and pay. Now here is what? Now drawer is there. Someone has to accept and then someone will be paid. That means drawer who accept it, that is drawee, to whom it will be paid is known as pay. So, all right. So here in promissory note, generally in a bill of exchange, some days of grace are given. But you can see if we checkmate is there, no bill of exchange. That means after expiry, 3 days are there. Bill of exchange, etc. 6 to 7 points are there. Everything can be taught, cannot be taught here because the time is a limitation of time. Now let us switch over to another instrument. That is what? Check. Check. So So what is the format? Format I am just showing, I am not writing everything. You can highlight bill of exchange. The place is there. And the date is there. The words are there. The words are there. And here the person, Mr. X, stamped and is signing his maker drawer. To whom it will be paid. The words are there written in the body. To whom it is being ordered, that is the drawing address is AB or A. So this person, order is given to this person to pay the person here written on the body. So like promissory note here, but here only promissory note, the person is written here and the person making here. But here the instrument of bill of exchange, to whom it is being ordered, that means the acceptor's address must be given here. So this is only there. Now come to check. Check. What is check? Check. Check means it is a instrument for withdrawing money from the bank. Then so only who has funds in the bank can use this instrument either for the withdrawal of money fully or a part of it. So it is an instrument for withdrawing money from the bank who has fund in it. So like the check, what? Now the check is the there are now you can say now the two types of mainly check. Let us come to open check, or we can say it is a bearer check. Another check we can see as a crossed check. One is your open check or bearer check. Another open or bearer. We can see it as a bearer check. And another is you can say as a cross checks. Another cross check. Now come to open check. What is open check? Open check means the money will be paid at the counter. Supposing I give an open check to you in your name. Suppose your name is X. Anybody who presents the check claiming that I am X, bank will pay on the counter. So what is its disadvantage? Now disadvantage is that is in case of a theft or a stolen check. So the actual person who is will suffer. That means it may go or it may fall in the hands of the wrong receiver. To avoid this thing, the checks needs to be crossed. So checks are crossed. What is the cross? Now crossing means the payment will not be made at the counter. The payment will be made through a bank who knows you. Through a bank who knows you. So this crossing are of again three types, mainly two types you can say, general crossing and special crossing. Sometimes from that special crossing we can say also restrictive crossing. Okay. Now you come to the general crossing. General crossing. So we know that the crossing is needed only to avoid theft or to avoid that let the instrument not fall in the hands of a wrong person. So now we check, I do the general crossing. General crossing, nothing, that means only simply you can draw through a transverse parallel line. That's enough. So the contents are written in the instrument. You just put two transverse parallel lines. So it becomes a crossed. That means the bank will, to whom the name is there, bank must know it. Otherwise, he will not give you. So sometimes the words are there, are not written. Sometimes some words are also written. Sometimes the word like, and you can write and company. Okay. Sometimes it may, words are may be there, words are may not be there. So it is a general crossing. What is a special crossing? Now the special crossing means we mention the name of the bank there. That means, suppose special crossing, what happens? Now like two transverse lines are there. I can write here SBI. That means it would be whatever check I have given, that will be collected by SBI only, and he will disburse. Sometimes also we add. So we have to write. Now we write the name of the SBI. We can also write the SBI account to pay. That means only who is having an account in SBI, whose name appears on the body of the check, he will be paid. That means I pinpointed, I specified the name. I specified that it must be paid. It must be paid through account. I also specified that it must be paid by an account holder SBI. But this type of a special crossing may have another word or may not have also, not negotiable. We can add the word not negotiable or negotiable or not. Either we can add another word not negotiable or we may not add. Then what happens? Now in case of a restricted, crossing, we can again restrict it. Look, this is here. This is special, little restricted. Again, further restricted. What? Now I will write it like this. Account to pay SBI, and again not negotiable. What does it mean? And not negotiable. What does it mean? That means I specify that it will be only paid to this account holder through SBI. It is there also in the special. Again, what I add? Now I added that again not negotiable. That means I am giving to you. You cannot further negotiate to somebody else. If you negotiate to somebody else, I am in no way responsible. If there is any defect in the title, it is yours. But what happens in previously? Now ultimately, if you hold it in good faith, you get a good title. Defect may lie with me. But when I write the word not negotiable, that means you cannot negotiate it further. If you at all negotiate, then you have to prove that I am a good title holder of this instrument. So this is your the various types of a crossing. Why it is needed to cross the check? The general three types. One is, I told you, general crossing. Only two, transverse line, parallel line, or you can add the word like your and company, like that. Or any bank you can add the name. But in case of a special, you add the name of a bank as well as account pay. So to make it further restrictive, so restrictive crossing means you can add the word not negotiable. So these are the various types of a crossing of a checks. All right, I am inviting you. Any doubt? Please wait. Wait, please. I'm just
Sir,
unmuting.
you have mentioned only two difference between the promissory and bill of exchange.
Oh, like it has 7 to 8. If I will tell everything within 2 classes, this unit needs to be finished. All right, you look at the, go and see the books. If you don't understand, if you still need that something to be more to be told, I will tell. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, once
Sir, in
again
bills of
explain.
exchange, how drawer is equal to pay?
Practice.
Bills of exchange, how drawer is equals to pay? Drawer is someone who is giving the credit, and pay is
Bas.
someone who is paying that credit. So how
No,
drawer
no,
is
no.
equals to pay?
No. Please try to understand. Why I'm telling, in practice they are the same. Try to understand. A person at Delhi is a seller. I am the person at Bhubaneswar. What I'm telling to practice. So you know this is the day for credit transactions. Lakhs of money cannot be paid. So there is an arrangement of a bill of exchange. When the seller sells goods on credit, he is a creditor. So by delivering the goods, at the time of a delivery of a goods, he also sends a bill. We don't say it as a bill. We say it as a draft. कौन से करे ना मते पाखु को कोन जिनस तक पठेबो कैरियर को कहतो ए बिल रे सिग्नेचर कर दबो से बाबू कोठो का करू डेटर तो जे बाकी रे किनुची मु एतल से बिल रे दस्तखत करली मु राजियली हां 3 मास पर पैसा देबी दैट मींस आई एक्सेप्टेड द बिल to give the man at Delhi. So he is the drawer, all right? Now I accepted the bill. Who am I now? Now I am the drawee. Why I accepted? I accept that after 3 months I will pay 3 lakhs of whatever money. Ultimately, who will be paid? The creditor who has sold the goods on credit will be paid. That's why in practice, 2 parties. The creditor is a pay ultimately. Do you understand?
Sir, good morning. Subrat Kumar this side. I still not agreed with you, sir. I did not get properly what you explain now, because I don't agree as a drawer to be a pay. I don't agree this thing because I still not get you properly. Can you please explain again?
Again, all right.
Yeah.
Or what happens in practice?
Because I am also, sir, I'm sorry, I'm just interrupting because I'm just saying, I am also saying as a practice because what is happening now. That's why I'm just, I need to just understand again because I did not get you properly, sir. I'm sorry for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, I can give a practice.
Yeah. Can you please, sir, can you please explain with chart, explain with chart, please? That will be better.
Look, all right. I'm just giving an example. Do you know the bank draft?
Yeah, I know all the things. Bank checks, some provisions, all the things. Yeah.
The bank draft is a what? Is a bill of exchange.
Yeah, that's I agree.
Yes. How many parties is there in a bank draft?
2 parties.
You tell. Huh? 2 parties?
Yeah.
Hello. That is the practice. Bank draft is a bill of exchange.
Sir, promissory note means there is involved 2 parties. Am I right, sir?
Yes.
If I'm not wrong.
No, you are not. You are 2 parties.
Yes, but I totally disagree. You have just told earlier the drawer and pair and pay, the both are the same. That is only a
I'm the same person in practice.
Yeah.
Look what happens, exactly what happens. A creditor will he give the money or will he deliver the goods to me without just by putting a signature in the bill? So generally what happens? Okay. Generally it happens my bank will act as will accept it.
Okay, got it, sir. Who is sending the goods?
In practice, look.
Yes.
You tell me.
Who is sending the goods? Okay. Suppose you are sending goods me, right, sir? And I am the debtor for you, right, sir? And you are the creditor for me because you are the selling, right? And in this case, so you will be creditor, and I will be drawer, right? Debtor.
Oh, okay. No, okay. You are not the drawer. try to
No,
understand.
no, I am not a drawer. I am a drawee. I mean payee or acceptor.
No, look. No, ठीक ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଆପଣ କହୁଛି ଆପଣ ମତେ ବିକୁଛନ୍ତି ତ ଜିନିଷଟା
No, 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 no. Sir, I told you are the seller.
Okay, ठीक ଅଛି.
And I am the receiver.
Receiver.
Yes, that means you are the creditor, I am the debtor. You are the creditor, I am the debtors. Right, sir?
Yes. ठीक ଅଛି ମୁଁ creditor seller ଆପଣ buyer ହେଲେ debtor. सरला?
Yes.
ମୁଁ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ bill ଟେ ତିଆରି କରି practice ହେଲା ମୁଁ bill ଟେ ତିଆରି କରି ପଠେଇବି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ. जो language ଯେମିତି ଲେଖି ପଠେଇବି. ତାକୁ bill କହନ୍ତିନି. जो पर्यंत तमे राजी है ना accept करिनो ताहा bill नुहे. Once you put your signature, accept that yes, that means I am a seller, I am sending goods to you. I am giving an order. You accept it. Yes. That you will pay after 3 months. When you accept, then it becomes a bill. So two parties there. Yes or no?
Yes, you are right, sir.
So ultimately, I have sold. Yes or no? Ultimately, who will be paid? You tell in practice.
So that is only my question, sir. Drawer means pay or acceptor. That is, but drawer and drawee and pay, they are not equal. Both are different.
No equal. But again, I am telling how can it be equal? I am telling drawer is there. He is making the bill.
Exactly. That
asking
means
asking somebody else to accept it, and at the date of maturity, who holds it, he will get it. So is the person paying? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But mu barambar कहूँ हाँ तमें जान mu कहूँ in practice रे then I can also be paid if I do not transfer. You give me a bill to me, you accept it and give me.
Yes, sir.
And I do not give to somebody else. Then I will be paid. Yes or no?
You can say in that way, but as per our exam point of view, so what should we understood for that?
You write 3 parties. Okay.
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 Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
When I told you theoretical, this is 3. Okay. All right. Now you come to. Okay. How many minutes left? I will unmute it and then.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Okay. How you ask?
Restrictive crossing, sir.
Restrictive means what? I told you general crossing and special crossing. General crossing means just the whole idea of a crossing means to not to pay the money over the counter. जेटा से जाई काउंटर पर 100% दस्खत करले पछपट हबनी तार उद्देश्य ला सेया सेटा केते भागरे व्यवस्थापन कराई छै मन जनना तो ओनली यू जस्ट तमे ओटे चेक मु तुमको तमे ताको तोरे कारा टाइम दे दस्खत कर तो बैंक बर्तन आ काउंटर रे पैसा देबो बैंक तुमको चिन्हवा दरकार चिन्ह माने कोन से चाहि तो अकाउंट खोलो कि अकाउंट थिबो दी तो जोडे कारा टाइम रे दथेस्ट खाली माने ब्लैंक कैरेक्टर अंदर भी जथेस्ट दैट इज ए जनरल क्वेश्चन कि तमे भी डाउट रहउची मन न तकले फॉल्स पेमेंट ला अल्टीमेटली होयना बजे चेक ता देइची कि मा जहा थिला बैंक रे किछ असुविधा नै तो कौन करा जाए टू मेक इट मोर responsible to make the bank more responsible we add some special words to make the bank more responsible. What? Now I added the words like this. What? Now I will add the words account to pay. Account. Sorry, name whose name appears there in the body. Who has an account, you only give to him. Responsibility is now more added. What is it? Now I will write account to pay. I will write the name of the bank. That means only it will go through the SBI. How can it? तम SBI account SBI रे अमुक ब्रांच रे जो तम भली लोकटी थिबा ताकू ही केवल पेमेंट करबो आउरी रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर दे परबी ए सु काहे करा जाय ना टू मेक मन नखित पिले तो बैंक रे सबले रिस्पांसिबिलिटी न थाए very क्वचित केस थाए तो हमर दायित्व होला to make the bank more accountable. So we are like this. We write the words we write the words SBI or any bank. We can order write not negotiable. Order mu jo loko ko dechi se au negotiate kari paribo nahi. That is restrictive. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So,
Thank
you. Oh. All right. आउट कौन देखुची टिके छाड़ी गली कौन देखुची देखे अच्छा मु केतोटा गोटे जस्ट माने जो कहउथली टिके छाड़ी गली जो प्रिजम्पशंस टिके आउटे कहि दोची प्रिजम्पशन हमें जानि छे आई give you a check or bill of exchange or a promissory note. It is presumed that a consideration has been paid for it. That means I have got my due. That's why I have promised or I have given a bill of exchange or I have issued a check. It is number one consideration. I just told you that, but I avoided some points. All right, I'm telling you. And some other things. This some other thing is that important thing is that is another point. You can see that what you will come across holder, and the most often you will come another word known as a holder in a due course. Holder in due course. So what is holder in due course? Now ultimately at the time of that means see, it is a legal transferee, legally valid transferee. That means to whom it has been transferred. It has I have transferred one check to you or a bill of exchange to you. So you are a transferee. So you are the valid one. You are the legally valid one. The holder you self is the legally holder one. That means at the time of maturity, you are known as a holder in a due course. Who holds the instrument is known as a holder. But when you have got it through a process of law, you are legally or a valid transferee is known as a holder in a due course. फल समान बुझिपार बाबा फल समान एका कथा होल्डर अर्थ जी रखी से पैसा पाइबो तार शब्द पुणे होल्डर इन ड्यू कोर्स ता माने ही इज द ओनली वैलिड वन ही हैज गॉट इट थ्रू ए लीगल प्रोसेस जेमती प्रोसेस होबा कथा मु पठेची माने मु पासवर्ड दस्खत करची डिलीवरी करची तमे रखिछ 3 मास अपेक्षा करिछ सो यू आर द होल्डर बट होल्डर इन ड्यू कोर्स मींस यू आर ए वैलिड होल्डर. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
At last, another thing I'm telling. Sometimes I told that these instruments are bada characteristic like the prompt payment. Can the designer hey gala payment to milibani ठीक अछि अलगा पार्टी निश्चित पाइबा केस करिवो सेटो शब्दटे पाइबो नोटिंग एंड प्रोटेस्टिंग अछरा अछि मु नागला कहि दउछि ठीक noting and protesting. Karan, I have told you, once an instrument has been transferred to somebody else and he holds it. He is the holder in due course. That means on the date of maturity, he will get the money. He will present the things in the bank, he will get it. So, suppose that is a dishonored. That means you cannot get money. Now, what will happen? You have to go to the court due to insufficiency of a fund or like that. Something the money is not been paid to, so it is the bill is being dishonored. So what you will go? You will go to the court. Court always wants what? Evidence. So it is your first duty when a bill is being dishonored. Bank sends an advice letter. There are many reasons out of which, due to the 1 or 2 or 3 reasons, the check is not being paid or not honored. So you take that reason of a dishonor and note this fact under notary public. That means you have protested it. And the notary will give a certificate that yes, because of these things, this check has been dishonored, for which my party could not, my client could not get money. So that is what? Protest, certificate of protest. Then if we will go to court, So that protest letter is the document of evidence, prima facie evidence. बारंबार प्रथम कहती जे मु ट्रांसफरर आपन को ट्रांसफर इंस्ट्रूमेंट करछि माने जे रखिछि माने ही गेट्स अ गुड टाइटल से किंतु टाइटल पर पैसा थाउ कि भूल करिछि दोष मोर थाई पारे से कथा बुझिवार आवश्यकता नै he has paid the consideration and holds the instrument in good faith means he is a good title holder, so he is bound to get the money in case it is being dishonored. So you have to go to the court because you are the rightful owner. Once you hold, you are a holder in due course. So how will you go? The court will court needs some documents, evidence. What is the prima facie evidence? The letter of a protest. That means you have to go to the notary public and record the facts of why it is being dishonored and issue a certificate. That is the prima facie evidential document. Will be produced in the court of law. Finished? Okay. Hello.
Sir, didn't get it.
Hello?
Can you please repeat it again?
Which one?
Sir, the
Which one?
second holder.
You
Second
protest,
one,
noting
the
and protest.
Protester. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. I have issued a check to you. Once you hold it, means you are a holder. You will present the instrument in the bank and you will get the money. Suppose you present it in the bank and the bank dishonor it. If the bank dishonor it, what you will do? You will go to the natural court. The court will need some evidence. So what is the prima facie evidence? You have to create. How? Now bank must be informing you. You have a deposited the check in the bank. Bank will give a statement. The reasons of his dishonor. That is the first thing. Then that this check could not be encashed or this check could not be paid in time because of these reasons. You go to and record this fact in the notary public. And he will give a certificate. That certificate is the evidential document. That means you have protested it. That I am supposed to get money out of it, but I have not been paid. And the court will decide then what you will do in due course. Okay? Hello. Hello.
Certificate रे तो पटे sign करियर अछि ना
तो से गोडा मुझे प्रोटेस्ट मु देखिनी सर्टिफिकेट से नोटरी पब्लिक पाखु जी से तार तो थिबो ना परफॉर्म आइकरी मु सर्टिफिकेट मु करबी बुझ पाल जे प्रैक्टिस करथो कि मासे थिबो जानिबो बुझ पाल ना से दबो डॉक्यूमेंट दबो कोन तार से परफॉर्म आइकि थिबो से दस्खत कला माने जिमति कहली बैंक दबो तार रखी ऑलरेडी से 20 25 कारण थिबो से मार दबो ओटे ठीक चुना मार दो सरला स्टाम्प मारले माने हे गला कोन सेटा डिजनर कारण डिजनर कारण से सेमती तमे जाइछ नोटबल हमको दिन कल से तार फॉर्मेट थिबो कोन लैंग्वेज थिबो से स्टाम्प मारी दस्खत कला माने हेछ कोन हेछ माने फैक्ट रेकॉर्ड हेछ बैंक रो को कारण जोगु एटा पैसा पाइले रेकॉर्ड हैला ए सर्टिफिकेट नियो तापर तमे जीवो हौ देखिबा तुमर ओके हेलो
ओके सर
oh okay any doubt you can ask me in the next class. Okay, thank you sir. Kintu correction nihati kariba promissory note is not an order. Okay. Is an unconditional order or
bill of exchange is order. Bill of exchange is under order. Yes. Yes sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.